Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's your brother Joshua back with another quick coffee break and a quick exhortation for the brothers and sisters in the truth. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahushua, right? And I want to come and give fair warning to each and every brother that's, walking in this truth to know and to understand that we're living in desperate times, clutch times, right? Times where we're rounding up in the end, and we harp on this all the time, man. Whether you hear us on the highways and hedges or on videos or whatever have you. But it's the time where brothers and sisters got to really buckle down and really focus on these spiritual attacks, man, and these demons that are sent from the third heaven, man, to attack men, right? To really prove and to try men in these last days. Some are sent to destroy men. Some are sent to try men to see what they're going to do and in the situation they're put in, right? And their ultimate goal is to destroy you, to bar you from the kingdom, man. Ever since the fall of Adam, the journey to heaven was made a rough and crooked place that you have to go through many, many obstacles just to make it. It's not a smooth road. It's not going to be handed to you easy. That's why you can't be out here really playing around and having one foot in and one foot out and saying you love the Lord and things of that nature, but not following what he says, or just faking the funk, man. Or dabbling into your sins, man, right, and trying to be secretive and hiding in the dark and things of that nature because, Satan's eyes is on you as well, as the Lord has his angels on the right hand eyes on you as well, so all day, every day around you, there are spirits, man, and they're looking to sift you out of this truth. They're trying to sift you away from getting to the kingdom. They're trying to take your life, man. And you have to have discernment in these last days and foresee the evil. Use the wisdom that is given to you from the Most High to, avoid wickedness by all costs. Right? Let me get a precept. Right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, and verse number 3. It reads, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." Right? So, a wise man is going to see the evil that's coming. He's going to see the trap that's laid, the snares that are in the way, that are in the path. And he's going to sidestep those things by using wisdom. And what wisdom is he using? In this situation, it's the wisdom of the Most High. Right? He's not going to be playing with fire lest he be burned. And that's what a lot of brothers and sisters are doing in the truth. They feel like, just because, judgment hasn't come swiftly and things of that nature, and you're still, quote unquote, in this truth or walking, in the path of God, then, nothing's going to happen. But these spirits are making spiritual tally marks, man, of everything you do each and time you fall, man. All the wickedness you put in your hands to, what you think in your mind, everything. And they're taking it back to the Father, man. And their job is solely to take you away from the kingdom and everlasting life, man, and to put you in the grave. And you have to watch the snares that have been laid in this world, because nothing in this world is in line with the Most High. Everything is contrary. So you have to watch what you deal with in this world, even what you watch on TV, what you listen to in your music, who you're around, right, in your life. All these things, man, can play a factor in your downfall if you're not paying attention. Because everything is spiritual, man. Everything is spiritual. Right? And I'm going to get this real quick in Mark. Right? This is the book of Mark. Salakia. It's the book of Mark, chapter 4, and verse 14. Get this classic. Right? And it reads, "The sower sowed the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately to take away the word that was sown in their hearts." So Satan's job is to immediately come and take away the word which was sown in your heart. Right? It's always a spiritual attack. You can have a good day and you can be reading, fasting, you praying all day, man. Right? Watching videos, you studying, you doing all these type of things, man. But as soon as you relax and put your guard down and you get done doing those things, Satan comes immediately to take away everything that you just sown in your heart, man. Everything that you just heard, the precepts you just studied, the verses you just read, man, the fasting, the alms, all those things, he comes immediately to try to take away that righteousness that you've done and cause you to commit wickedness, man. Right? So you have to really pay attention, because this is what they're sent here for. It's to destroy you, man. In these last days, it was set up that way. Right? Let's get a precept. Let's go to Genesis, man. Chapter 3 and verse 24. It's the book of Genesis. Chapter 3 and verse number 24. Right? And it reads, "So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword, which turned every way, to keep the way of the tree of life." So the Lord placed these spirits, man, right, to basically combat you, to be a deterrent from the way of the tree of life, to make the road harder for you to get to that place. Right, to make it that much harder for you to get to the kingdom, man, due to your sins, to falling, lusting, and vanity and all this wickedness, man. Since you didn't want to, uphold the rules and the commandments, the laws and the statutes of the Most High, he made those straight places rough, that it wouldn't be so easy for you to obtain that, because you didn't want to get that free gift. Right? You want to squander it, and you came up with many inventions. Then, hey, the Lord said, okay, well, now I'm going to make this road rocky for you. So he set up these spirits to keep you away from that, so they can test you to see if you're really about this thing, if you're really going to follow the Most High or not, man. And this is what they're about. And Satan's job is to come and get you, man. And in these last days, as the days keep moving more and more, especially going towards the Passover, and even past the Passover, man, the Lord is sending spirits, man, to really try men and you sisters in these last days, man, to make it even harder. You have to endure all these trials, man, and make it to the end. Right? So let's read on. Let's go to the book of Luke. Right? This is the book of Luke. Let's get another classic, man. Luke 22 and verse 31. And it says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you." And that's a strong word, desire, man. That means they want you real bad. Satan desires to have you. And it says, "that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." And that's what we have to do in these last days, in an overtime manner, is to really pray for one another, man. Actually go to war for one another. Fight for one another. Strengthen one another in these last days, because it's going to get that much harder. And being by yourself and being an individualite, or, I don't want to deal with these camps and stuff like that. Not saying you have to deal with a camp, but not having righteous brothers and sisters around you to really keep you accountable, hold you accountable for things, man, to help you up when you fall, to pray for you and things like, that nature, it makes it that much harder for you to make it. right? So we really have to depend on one another in these last days, because there's a literal council in the heaven right now of spirits discussing about, discussing you in these last days. What we're going to do to make this man fall, man. What we going to do to, see if he's going to, do this or do that. Who's going to entice this man? Who's going to entice that woman to do this and do that, man? And there's men, angels on the right-hand side as well, fighting for you. But those spirits, man, those evil spirits are going to fight that much harder to destroy you, man. And you got to use the discernment in these last days and know that there is a council in heaven. And what would they be saying about you? Are you walking in righteousness? Are you going in that straight, narrow path? Or are you being crooked? Especially behind, closed doors, man. Being wicked, man. Defiling yourself. Right? Faking the funk that you righteous on the outside, but yet you really creeping through the closet, man. And you got a bunch of skeletons in there. They really talking about you, and these things are real, and it's a scary situation, man. As long as we, are in this truth, and we wake up in the morning, man, and we keep walking, and we keep striving for the mastery, man, those demons are going to come at you that much harder, man. And you really got to be girded in these last days and to fight. Let's go to Job real quick. All right. Let's go to Job chapter 1. Right. This is the book of Job chapter 1. And I'm going to start at verse 6. And it says, "Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them." So it's just not, righteous spirits, man. Spirits of, archangels and, protecting you and things of that nature above, in heaven, in the third heaven, just up there playing the harp all day, laying on clouds, man. Just watching over you. No, there's demons in the third heaven too, man. On the left-hand side of the Lord. Right? And when the Lord called a meeting, guess who coming along, man? Satan in the game. Right? Satan and his minions are standing right there listening to the council as well. Right? And it says, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down it," man. So Satan has a job, man. He's in the earth right now. He's in your car next to you. Right? He's at your job whispering in your ear. He in the bathroom when you trying to take a shower, man. He everywhere you are. And he whispering in your ear, man. Telling you to go off, to do something wicked, man. You remember how close we used to hang out when we was smoking weed, man? How good you used to feel? Hey, you remember old girl? She been thinking about you. Hey, Khan, and that's a beautiful point, man. The brother said, man, hey, Satan is more on fire. Hey, the Satan is diligent in his work, man. I always tell brothers, man, at camp, when I'm talking to the brothers, man, I labor with, I always tell them, man, Satan is perfect in his work, man. He's perfect in his work. He was created for one reason and one reason only, man. And he's going to do that job. He's very diligent, Reading on. And he said, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job?" So the Lord asking questions. Hey, y'all up here making, decisions. Y'all throwing ideas. Well, hey, have y'all considered Job? That brother, he's upright. He's righteous. He's walking after the commandments, man. He's doing what I asked him to do. What about him? Have y'all went and tested him yet? And you got to think about it. The Lord is doing that about you too as well. He's saying your name in the third heaven. Hey, have y'all went and go visited so-and-so yet real quick? What he got going on down there, man? Y'all go down there and test him and see what he got going. If he gonna, fall into that same temptation he been falling in. He gonna keep doing that same sin, man. The Lord is doing that, man. And you have to really pay attention and focus, especially now, on how you're walking, man, and how you're moving. And what words do you want the Lord to be speaking about you in the third heaven? right? And it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil, man. Right? So, the Lord was, he had Job's back. And you got to ask yourself, well, hey, is the Lord going to have my back, man? Right? Is the Lord going to have my back? Right? And then you got to think back to our forefathers and how our forefathers dealt with certain things, man. We had a forefather named Jacob who literally fought and wrestled an angel, man, on a physical level. Fought and wrestled an angel. Right? And he fought and he fought and he fought until, hey, man, he was broke down, and he told her, hey, man, he made that angel quit. He put him in submission and told him, look, hey, let me go. And he said, look, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me, man. Right? And we got to be like our forefathers. We got to fight these spirits, man. Of course, we're not fighting on a physical level like them, but so much more in the spirit, man. We got to know how to fight. And how we fight is by using these scriptures, man. Right? Because you got to understand, this is a spiritual warfare, man. It's spiritual war every day. Even so in your dreams when you sleep at night, man. Satan creep in your mind when you sleep. He giving you all type of lewd, dreams and naked women you ain't never seen before, man. Or bringing up an old flame you used to have, or, or how you used to, smoke this, drink that, how you used to club and all, bringing back old memories, making you go off, man. Satan never goes to sleep, man. He's always on your behind. So that means you have to always be on fire and never let your fire go out, man. Because once you do, and once you start relaxing and going back to sleep and looking back in the world, hey, Satan gonna put you in a chokehold, and it's hard for you to get up out of that, man. Right? Let's get a precept. All right, let's go to Ephesians right quick. Ephesians, right, chapter 6. And verse number 12. Right, do I want number 12? It's the book of Ephesians and verse number... Yeah, I'm going to start at 12. Matter of fact, I'm going to just start at 1. At 10. And it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. And that's major, right? That's major. You having to fight, spiritual wickedness in high places, high-ranked demons, man, that have been sent at you. And that right there should let you know how much power you really have. Because literally in your name, Israel, Yasha Allah, is the prince of the power with the Most High, man. And that's why the Lord, and Satan sends, his most trusted, wicked demons, man, to come at you. Because he knows, you have the power. And that you're able to defeat that demon, man, if you're willing to do so. Right? You can't keep falling and being enticed by this little madness in this world, man, allowing that spirit to gain, leverage on you, man, and get more power on you. Because that's how these demons, prevail. They're like leeches. They latch on to you. And they gain power off of your foolishness, off of your wickedness, man. And as long as you continue to entertain that sin, then they get stronger and stronger, man. And it's that hold on you, man, that they just gonna take you and they're gonna devour you, man. Hey, that's right. You know what I'm saying? He said he's gonna choose the demon that can do the job, and that's what the Lord do, man. He know what you into. He know what you like. He know what you deal with. And it's just the fact that you have to have that discernment to know. Okay, well, this is what makes me go off. I'm watching this certain type of show and I see these certain type of things. Hey, man, I need to cut that off. Look, I'm listening to this music. It makes me feel some type of way. I need to let that go. You need to cut that off. Right? Because the Lord is not playing with you, because he's going to give you over to whatever it is that you want to deal with. And that's the problem with people not having that discernment, man. And he always attacks you at the weakest points. Satan knows how to get you. He don't get you when you're amongst all the brethren and you're hanging out, you're going through scriptures, you're dealing with, feast days and things of that nature. He'll leave you alone. He'll let you be in mirth and whatever it is. But as soon as you leave that place, man, and you get alone, hey, man, here come them wicked thoughts, man. Here come that foolishness, man. You see that brother, man, he was dressed up in this. Who he think he is, man. Next year you can come back harder than him, man. Satan always got to find a way to creep in on you, man. And that's how he does. Even you take in the wilderness, you see a pack of lions, and they spotting out the gazelles or the zebras or whatever it is. They ain't looking for the man leading the group. They not looking for them that's all in a mix and hanging out. Who they scoping for? Little buddy in the back, limping. The one that just was born a couple of weeks ago. He kind of lagging behind the crew, trying to keep up. Things of that nature. That is who Satan is looking for. That one that keeps struggling with that same sin. I know exactly how to get him. I know exactly how to get him right here. He by himself. His mind ain't on the scriptures. Right? He occupied. Boom. Now I'm finna get him. He ain't been reading like he's supposed to be. He ain't been fasting. He's away from his brethren. Yeah. I got him. And that's how Satan does. Right? Let's get a precept real quick, man. Right? 1 Peter. Let's get the classic, man. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8, it says, be sober and be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So Satan ain't just, chilling. He's seeking whom he's going to devour. He's seeking that. He's actually going and looking. Okay. He's kind of strong today. I'm going to go ahead and let him ride, man. He been banging. He might, defeat my little minion. So I'm going to go ahead and roll over here. Boom. Yeah, he's the one. This cat right here, man. He's still doing that same thing he doing, man. He's still in the dark playing with that same madness, man. He ain't got over this yet, so let me go ahead and ramp up on him. That's what Satan does. He seeks after that. And we really gotta, pay attention, because it's very easy to be beguiled, man. Because Satan is so crafty, he'll even use those that are close to you to cause you to go off. Just like your wife or, your brothers or something like that. He might catch you slipping, and jump on them and put an angry demon on them or put a lying spirit on them or something. Satan is that crafty, man. You have to have the discernment to really watch out and figure out, okay, that's Satan right there. I got to rebuke him. Man. And just understand that you're in a war every day. And that's the whole purpose of what this video is understanding that you are in a war every day. You have things you have to fight against, the spirit and the flesh. And know that these things are contrary to one another. When you're not in the spirit, all these things can befall you. Right? And you will know when you're not in spirit, because certain things happen. You're angry more. You're irritated. All this type of stuff. Matter of fact, let me get this in Galatians, right? Let's get this in Galatians. Right? This is Galatians chapter 5. And I'm going to start at verse number 16. And it says, this I say then, walk ye in the spirit, that ye will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And the flesh is contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So these things are contrary, man. When you walking in the flesh, certain things happen to you. Right? So this is what happens when you're walking in the flesh, right? Check this out. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, right, revelings, and such like of that which I tell you before, that I have also told you in the past, right? So when you're not in the Spirit, man, is when all these things start to befall you, man. Adulteries, man. Envying people, murder on your mind, man. Seditions, uproars, witchcraft, hatred, idolatry, all that type of stuff. That's how you know you're not walking in the Spirit, man. When those things are around you. And you can see this world is full of that. So you see this world does not follow after the Most High, man. That's why the Lord said, come out of her, that you be not partakers of her sins. You have to separate yourself. Be not of this world, man. Hate the things that this world has to offer. Right? But this is what happens when you're walking in the Spirit. It says, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance, and against such there is no law. So when you're walking in the Spirit, you have these different type of potentials of being loving, being joyful, being peaceful. You're long-suffering with your neighbors, man. You're gentle to others. You're bringing goodness. Your faith is beefed up, man. You're meek. You have temperance, man. And these are mighty things to have. These are mighty things to have. And that's the spirit that brothers should be walking in these last days, man. Forgiving one another, loving one another, fighting for one another, man, in these last days. Because, hey, man, Satan is coming strong. And a lot of times, you like I said, you can be in the Spirit 1 minute, out of the Spirit, because Satan is always attacking, man. He attacks the most strong warriors, man. So it's not going to be you on fire all the time, but you're going to strive to be that way. So when you see that spiritual attack come, you can shake up out that thing. You can fight and don't let it grab a hold of you. Right? Because you're going to war. You're going to do things that you don't want to do because you are in the flesh, man. But you got to be girded about so you can understand, okay, now, hey, yeah, I'm going off. Let me get up out of this. Let me repent real quick. Let me turn my mind and, hey, get back this way. Because what? The flesh lusteth against the Spirit, man. And we understand that. But you got to be stronger than what your flesh desires, man. Right? You got to be stronger than that, man. Matter of fact, let's get a precept in Sirach on that. Right? The book of Sirach, chapter 18. Right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 30. It says, go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites, man. And that's what the Lord wants to see, your strength. If you're really going to be strong enough to refrain yourself from your fleshly appetites. Because every day your flesh is going to be pulling you to do certain things, man. And you got to notice that and be wise as that serpent, man. And know, hey, I got to get up out of this. I got to fast. I got to pray. I got to call a neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Call one of my brothers, man. Hey, throw me some precepts, man, to help me out. You know what I'm saying? Pray for me, man. Go on a fast for me. These are those, that nature. Because you're definitely going to be warring constantly back and forth with spiritual warfare, man. And more as time goes on. Right? Check this out. Right? This is the book of Romans real quick. Chapter 7 and verse 19. It says, for the good, it says, matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 17, right? And it says, now then, I don't want to read this whole thing, but I'm going to say, all right, I'm going to start at 16. It says, if then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then, it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but with to perform that which is good I find not. So this is the struggle, man, that you understand that in your flesh, that there's nothing that's good in you that dwells inside of you at all. Right? You got to recognize that. It says, for the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. So you're going to fall sometime, right? And it says, now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. I find that a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. So always understand, when you want to do good, when you want to labor, when you want to get up and read that extra, 20 minutes or whatever, or you want to, exhort someone, or you want to do right, then all of a sudden that evil is present. That's them wicked spirits, man. They always present, man. They always right there to try to deter you away from what you need to be doing, right? And it says, for I delight in the law of Yahweh after the inward man, but I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. So you have to notice that. You have to notice that these damn spirits is trying to take you away from what's doing right by keeping the commandments of the Lord. And you got to pay attention to when you're under spiritual attacks. And then you have to really go against that by fighting, by resisting. Right? That's what the book of James said, man. Real quick. Let me get that real quick. Right? This is the book of James. Right? Get this real quick. This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 7. It says, submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And that's what you have to do in these last days, is learn how to resist Satan. Tell him no. Quit playing with him, man. Quit sitting here and be like, yeah, I know, man. I know I ain't supposed to be doing that, but, hey, ain't nobody looking. Hey, all right, Satan. One more time for old time's sake, That, now you failed the test. And you might not be able to come back from that, man. Right? So you have to resist Satan, that he's going to flee from you. But you also got to know that you're in a war. You're in a battle constantly. So Satan is not always going to be gone and stay gone. Satan's going to return. So just because you fast for a day or 2 days in a row, just because you called your brother and y'all went over precepts for 4 hours, man, or whatever. Hey, man, no, Satan going to leave for a certain dispensation of time, but he's going to return right back around, and he going to come see about you again. And you got to be on your P's and Q's, man. Right? Watch this. Right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse number 13. Matter of fact, I'm going to start 12. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, it is said, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed from him for a season. So Satan only left for a season. So that means that next season that rolled around, guess who was knocking at the door? Sweet Satan. Coming to see about you. Right? And what you gonna do when he come back knocking at the door? You gonna let him in? You gonna keep doing that same wickedness, man? Or you gonna, keep him outside the door? You gonna put the locks on the door? You gonna latch the locks up, man? Nah, you don't belong in here, man. Get out of here, man. Right? Resist Satan, man. Submit yourself to the Most High. How? By keeping his commandments, man. Right? By having the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, to bar the devil away from you, man. That's the only way you're going to make it in these last days. That's the only way you're going to make it, is actually doing what the scriptures tell you to do, man. Do what the Lord telling you to do, man. Keep the commandments, man. And be under the protection of the Almighty. That's the only way, man. Right? Let's get this real quick, man. Get one or two more, man. Right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse number 3. Right? And it reads, thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind it stayed on thee because he trusteth in thee. So that's what you got to do, is trust in the Most High, man. That's how you're going to be at perfect peace. When you know Satan coming, you ain't going to be rattled. Oh, what I got to do? Oh, I'm being tempted. Man, I don't know what's going on. Now your heart beating. You're scared. No, I know exactly how to get you. Soon as Satan come, take him to the scriptures, man, and cut his ass up, man. Cut him up, right? And make him flee from you, so you can have a season of peace, man. And when he return, cut him up again, man. Stay in your precepts, man, and fight Satan. When that old familiar feeling come back, man, hey, fight Satan with them precepts, man. Right? But with that, I hope it was edifying. I hope you take the precepts and apply them to your life and really understand in these last days, man, it ain't no games to be played. Satan is on the earth right now. He's seeking you, man. He's trying to find you. He's trying to put belt to behind in these last days and keep you away from that everlasting life. So you have to repent, keep the commandments, man, and follow after the Lord and trust in the Most High, man. But with that, Shalom.